Hello you lovely lot, welcome to the weekend. As you know, on a Saturday we start the weekend off with the Grind Show. Yes, the Saturday show keeping you in the know of what's happening next week in the game. Whether or not there's new things coming on, surprises. Well, not surprises, because, well, they're surprises and we never know what's happening with them. But yeah, the Grind Show. And as all you know, this is done using the amazing Frontline MCOC calendar. Yes, lots of MCOCs, but there's a calendar. It's a helpful thing that letting you know what's happening in the game over the next week, 2 weeks, and stuff like that. Go and check out Frontline MCOC. Links are always in the description for daily information, whether or not it's indeed guides, information of content, as well as crystal trackers. You can find all that info as well as more from Dan, who is also my co-host of the Contest Round podcast, and you can find him on Twitter under the handle @FrontlineMCOC. Stay tuned tomorrow because we're doing a very special live edition of the podcast. Should be fun. So we kick things off with Saturday. Saturday is actually incredibly quiet, as most things seem to be. There is an arena going on, which will be the Class Catalyst arena. That's always a sneaky little one that comes about. And the other thing to mention is that it is AQ Enlistment. That is on Saturday. It's the last day I think I saw that AQ Enlistment. And yes, the Summoner's Choice is on from the Friday of yesterday. Sunday is where we see things start to get a little bit, no, I wouldn't say a little bit more busier, because we just go for a little bit of a, not a staler part of the game, but there's not really much on to do that's kind of fresh or interesting, except for milestones. If you're looking to get your milestone rewards reset, it does indeed reset for you. So yeah, make sure to kind of go and grind that if you do incursions. The other thing to say is that we have a new cycle of AQ. Yes, as soon as it ends, it starts again. So yeah, go do that. I think we're now at full strength with the Alliance, so we can get back to doing map 7 and more, because you know how it is. Sometimes people retire from the game and people leave, people quit. So yeah, that's the big sad with the game. But like the Phoenix, we rise from the ashes, and the good news is that we have what is the end point of the Summoner's Choice vote. This is going to be the end of the next round. So, you know, whoever you're voting for, vote! Vote now! Vote for them! Vote the hell out of them! Do the voting thing. Do all that stuff. So Monday brings about some really cool stuff that's happening. The Black ISO market resets, and in particular, these featured crystals will reset as well for anybody that grabs them. Very important, especially because I know that people will want to get more lesser cost of things when it comes to the new features that just got in with Kitty Pryde, Null, and a whole host of lovely champions. And also we have got the second round of the Toad and Black Widow arena. So, you know, look out for arena results from myself posted on Monday, and we'll see how people have kind of grinded out for Toad, who is one of the newest featured since December. However, though, I do think there's a bit of a blot on that because of Craven being the only one, and because people went mental, and as well, Kabam didn't cut and ban a lot of those arena bot accounts that were doing so many kind of problems for the arena results, which I think in some ways are still there. So, oh man, Kabam got a lot to sort out to sort this game out. On Tuesday, there's nothing really going on except for the Alpha Catalyst Arena if you grind it. Apart from that, nothing really on. Look to do some other content. I mean, for me, I'm looking to do like Variant 8. then I'm going to go back and do Act 7.2 and then try and like get on some other stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like my plan. Have goals and targets and aspirations for the month. That's one of the biggest things. On Wednesday, we got some stuff happening, which I guess is good. Alliance Wars season is on. Alliance Wars season 31 is on in particular. So for those that grind it, good luck to you in the grind, and hopefully this isn't like too much of a laborious, broken Alliance Wars season. Although by the end of it, I usually kind of like reporting on it being broken. So good luck, Kabam, and good luck, player base, on that one. Also, what else we got? Well, we'll have a side event, side quest. Week 3, so look out for that. And then also we've got a new compass coming into the mail in order to do that. But apart from that, there's not much going on apart from those things that are resetting. On Thursday sees America's Chavez enter into the basic arena. So yeah, if you want to get America Chavez, she's entering into the basic arena. I think that'll be a good opportunity for players to pick up some good stuff. There is an Alliance War as well on for the day, so you might be tied up with your team in various different things. A new AQ, the AQ cycle comes to an end, which is great. And the final thing is there will be a tier 4 basic arena. It always seems to be a tier 4 basic arena, like creeping in once a week. You're just like, oh, you know, for those that grind it, good luck to you. And on Friday, it will be another Incursions milestone reset for those that indeed do Incursions. And as well, good news is that we will be talking about the final vote. Yes, on round of two, sorry, which launches on January 21st. That is going to be when we vote for the final 2. As a lot of you know, I mean, for me, I pretty much think this is going to be between Beta Ray Bill and Quicksilver, and then Quicksilver will probably edge it into the #1 spot. It's just Chavez ran a very one-horse race with this. I'm not going to say that is going to be how it's going to happen, but I kind of like, I'm feeling that's going to be the case. But I love to be proven wrong when it comes to stuff like this. So community, vote differently, spice it up, put an underdog in. That would be really cool. But apart from that, yeah, very good luck to everybody next week, and we'll be doing lots of different funky bits of content on the channel as well. So yeah, keep up to date with stuff we're going to be doing. Now at this point in the grind show, I usually do like one of my top grind tips for the week. Now I've put out a lot of things, like if you've seen my top 5 tips for the month video, if you've seen as well the video I put out right at the start of the new kind of content going live, I've kind of covered like all tips of stuff for the month, including like, you know, preparation of your account, having goals, aspirations. I think I'll go a bit more further into elements of inventory management. I think that's kind of important, especially for the month of like of January. Like there's not much going on, so there's not really much to kind of like go, hey, well, if you go to the side of a quest and do this. I guess when it comes to like fight dynamics, you could say like the best one of the strikers is having the unblockable buff, so that when you hit into enemies, it's like you don't have to worry about hitting them whilst they're blocked, and kind of dealing with a very defensive AI. When it comes to the regeneration elements of the Savannah, it's a case like any kind of like tip with that would be to kind of make sure that you do 4 light hits and then throw in your striker. This means that you'll get more of a regeneration from the interaction. Again, just to kind of like go over what that what I'm referring to is that with this right here, it's like, yeah, it says if summoned after landing the 4th light attack, the regeneration restores 6% of their missing health over 10 seconds, as opposed to the 3% of missing health over 6 seconds. To be honest, I didn't feel like, regardless of you were doing the 3% or the 6%, it wasn't doing any kind of a great deal. But I guess that's the thing of just like being very careful about when to throw and building back health. But to be honest, I mean, for me, I didn't really need it at all. I'm not to say that it's too easy, because here's the thing with side quests, they're meant to be very quick things. This is so you can blast this out really quickly and get on with other content. And if you've done everything, then hey, you've done everything. But for those that want to get on with doing more arena grinding, event quests, or they want to do story mode, variants, or incursions, at least to say that, you know, it's a quick kind of process. So that's kind of like one tip. And going a bit further on inventory management. Now I've gone with I might do a full video on this one. I haven't really decided if it's kind of a topic I want to explore, because I'm doing these in kind of micro videos like the grind show here, and then also in the top 5 tips I kind of talked about it. So I have not rebought my Summoner Sigil, as well as a few other kind of like things that I normally buy. Not for any reason, in particular reason, I just don't know. I'm not 100% happy with some of the stuff that Chavez have been doing, especially over the last month. So I'm kind of like feeling like, well, they need to get better. In a nutshell, they need to get better with a few things. But I will go back to do that support, kind of like, you know, get some stuff as well at the same time. And does the Summoner Sigil make a difference? For me personally, I see great advantages with inventory. And that's the biggest problem that I think free-to-play players have, is inventory management. Not to say they can't manage, it's a case of like having the inventory numbers and limits in place. But yeah, as I said, maybe this is something for a future video. In any case, what I try and do when I'm non-sigiled and I'm looking to kind of like gather stuff, like for a lot of you that know, for me, I gather things like revives, health potions, and units by doing things like Realm of Legends, and as well by doing a repetition of old content. That old content is Act 3.2.6. More commonly, when I go into 3.2.6, I'll see something like a revive, or I'll see, like, there we go, there's a revive right there, and there's 2 revives like there. Cha-ching for me, look at that, that's brilliant. I'm going to take a photo of that. Oh, I was trying to take a photo of that, because that's kind of like a beautiful day when you see that particular thing. But it does present a little bit of a problem from an inventory management standpoint, okay? So once I'm like, oh yes, this is really great, I do have the problem that, you know, when I kind of like come back from here and go into my inventory, as soon as I kind of take auto fight off and go inventory right there, go into my inventory, which is right here, I'm like, oh great, well I've got, where's my revives? I've got 15 out of 15 already taken up. Go into my item stock, and I've got 5 days to kind of use that revive there, and the subsequent revives, and the revives I got from recent compensation. But definitely it's a case of like picking and choosing the right times when I go for a grind. So I like to kind of plan myself ahead. So if I go next week I'm doing a variant, then I would go now to grind a load of revives and health potions, because next week I'll be using them. The same thing could be said when it comes to like doing something like an Abyss of Legends, Labyrinth of Legends, or some kind of story mode content grind. Always choose to do your kind of grinding for revives and health potions at least something like 10 to 20 days prior. This is just so that you know, the 13 days expiration, you can like time stuff in adequately to go, right, well, it's not gonna expire, because hey, you know, it's really painful when stuff expires. So yeah, like, I don't know, yeah, 13, 14 days before, you know, you're about to do grind, then at least you've got that in inventory, and you're kind of like going through it, as opposed to going, hey, let's go and just jump into this content and go, oh, right, well, you know, I'm unprepared. So it's all about understanding the timers, the limits, and making sure that you're spending at the right time. The same way that now I'm able to kind of look at my ISO and pick and choose when I kind of like use it. It's always better when stuff like level up comes around and you're able to kind of then invest that in. So level up comes on, and what I try to do is I don't try to get all of my champions leveled up. Like, you always see me with a load of champions to level up, like you can see right here. Will I level them up? Of course I will. Will I rank them up? Of course I will. But at the same time, I don't want to sink a load of ISO in that I could be kind of like using to manage with my stash, and also so I'm not overspending via my stash, and I can then adequately assign ISO at the right time to also the right champion. Like going, okay, well I got skill on, so I got in 27 days I got to use all that skill ISO, so it makes more sense to kind of use that on something like Daredevil. I'm getting more levels as a result, which is helping out with my level up, and at the same time I'm not kind of like overburning through it, and also I can manage it better. So yeah, that's just really it. I'll probably go a bit further when it comes to like management of inventory. Maybe it's something for a full video, but as I said, I will be doing this non-sigiled in order to kind of get more of a, because I know a lot of people are free to play, and maybe down the line I might do a sigil version when I choose to buy it again. But yeah, that's really kind of my top tip there. But top grind tip is all about kind of like inventory management. You know, make sure not to overspend some of that stuff, and make sure to kind of manage when you go and grind out for revives and health potions, and make sure that you're kind of like, you're preparing yourself for the content, but you're not kind of doing it at a time frame where everything is going to expire in your inventory. And that indeed has been the Grind Show. Thank you very much for watching today. Make sure as well to check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. I appreciate you for the support, and I'll see you very soon.